something with the water, maybe the birds flying away, some indication that the monster is coming?
Well, I don't think local people pay that much attention to the water, to be quite honest. They've got jobs to do.
How about the visitors? Is there some day that they might...
Oh yeah, there is one circumstance which the old investigators, that is in the 60s, came to call Nessie weather. And it's weather. It's calm weather. When the loch goes calm, that is when the monsters are seen. You don't see monsters in waves. And of course my explanation for that is because you can judge distance and size in waves, but it's more difficult in calm weather.
All right, and what about the legends and the myth about the actual monsters in Scotland? Are there...
The legendary element is to do with the water horse, the kelpie, which was a diabolic creature, a shape-shifting creature that ate travellers. What would happen is that it would look like a horse, maybe, and the traveller would try and get on its back. And you'd then be stuck to it, and it would rush into the water and eat you. So it wasn't very nice. And it was associated with the devil. And of course, the victims of the kelpie would not have been confessed to a priest before their death, and so they'd probably go to hell. So it was bad news. There was a lot of superstition about it. It was also used in later years to warn children not to go near the water for their safety, really.
And that's how it later evolved into the Loch Ness.
Yes, it's a little bit, as I was saying, about ideas changing, you know. You had the folklore superstition giving way to the partial reality of the Norwegian sea serpent idea when, in the 1930s. There was no real tradition before 1933. Water horses were ubiquitous to all rivers and lakes in Scotland, in the Highlands particularly. So the phenomenon of the monster as such is 33 onwards, not before. There was nothing special about Loch Ness before that. And that's when it was thought that a sea serpent had got in. And then, of course, the idea changed from the sea serpent to the plesiosaur as time went on, because it seemed more rational, if you like. So you have superstition and myth changing to something that was being attested to in the 18th century, and then into the discoveries of the 19th century. All of them then brought into and distilled into Loch Ness.
Yourself as a naturalist, how do you look at this? Plus, you know all the myths, all the background. What's your intake?
Well, I think I probably defined it. I think it's a very interesting human story, which actually has some interesting aspects in terms of natural history as well. So what I've found is that witnesses are in general honest, even if photographers are not. Witnesses tend to be at least honest. I might not always agree with their interpretations of what they see, but actually I seldom dispute their descriptions of what they see, because I've found that in nature there are phenomena or animals or circumstances and conditions which confirm exactly what the eyewitness has seen. And so if an eyewitness tells me that they see an object that they thought was a log, but then they saw it as swimming into the wind, I believe that they saw what they describe, even if I know that the water's moving against the wind. Do you see the difference there? So I tend now to look at nature for the sorts of circumstances or animals or behaviors of animals which actually cause the descriptions which people make of things they don't understand and might interpret as monsters.
And in terms of actual science going on, are there scientists that currently researching on?
Well, 2 weeks ago we took a sediment core out of Loch Ness, so we still do the odd exercise, yes.
So you do it within, as a part of the Loch Ness Centre?
Oh yes, yes, yes. We have our laboratory here. Yes, we do. We've done most of the programs that we set out to do in the 1970s. They're mainly complete now, but we are doing the comparative program with the sediment cores to see if the loch is changing, to see if Loch Ness is actually getting richer, for example. Maybe more nutrients in it, that sort of thing. And of course, there's the controversy about climate change.
Are there external scientists that also come to study this phenomenon?
Yes, sometimes. I'll be having Dr. Gemmell coming here in August, who's thinking of doing a DNA study of the water in Loch Ness.
And who do you think out of this external, or yourself, got into the heart of the issue? If you could put it this way. Out of all the science that has been done till date, who did get in the heart of the issue? Is it yourself, or is it?
Well, I think we're probably the latest. We're one of the later elements within it. But everybody who's worked here has made some contribution, even if it's a hoax, even if it's a wrong conclusion. But we've obviously been here longer, and we've done much more than anybody else, inevitably. So, yes, we are simply the last element of quite a lot.
The last and probably the first as well.
All right, no, I wasn't here at the beginning. I'm not quite that old.
All right, yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Very good, I think you probably have.
Thank you, Adrian.
I can't think of anything else.
Believe me, we can.